Hello, and thanks for tuning in. Yeah, I'm going to do something different. I've been planning on doing this, just trying to put together the right way within my means to present it. And that would be a fiction novel that I wrote, really started writing it around the year 2000. Finished it around 2011. Didn't like it. Didn't feel it was finished, really. And then took it back up in 2016 and 17 and finished it. And it's 36 chapters long. And the title of the book is Moonlight on Open Graves. And it is fiction, but it's not fiction in a way, because the characters are all based upon people I've known, all of them, more or less. There's a lot of American history in it. There's just a lot. This thing covers like 3 generations, and there are ghost stories in it. There's sex scenes in it. I want to warn you, this introduction, that I'm going to read this book. I plan on it, one chapter at a time. There is some violence in it. It starts out pretty gory, and the AI art, I'm using AI, artificial intelligence, AI art from the generated, on the internet, that I generate the art with my prompts and pick out what I want to use. And some of it's pretty good, and right off the bat, I'll tell you right now, it's pretty gory. There's blood in it, but it's not real blood, obviously. But still, it's fairly gory. You'll see what I mean. There are sex scenes in it. Nothing too sordid, but there are sex scenes in it. There's a love story in it. There's a combat. There's a World War II combat scene in it, and it is historically accurate. There is World War I, World War II. It's set in Kentucky on a farm in the 1950s. It's got, the main character has reoccurring nightmares that I used to have, and I haven't had those in years. But they're all recorded when I wrote this book, started it like 20 years ago or better, more than 20 years ago. I still remember those dreams that I used to have, and they're in here. And there's heaven in there, and there's Christianity in here, and there's blacks, African Americans, set in the 1950s in Kentucky, and it gets a little racy at parts. You may be offended, or you may wonder what I'm on about, And there's a lot in here, honestly. There are combat scenes, a few sex scenes. There are a couple murders in here. In a way, it is a whodunit murder mystery, with a ghost in it, of course, and I don't know. The main character, Vern, I based him upon myself, kind of loosely, when he was in his 30s, and the characters in this book are all based upon people I've known. Really, I didn't really drum up anybody, but I just kind of reinvented them and plugged them in here. And I had fun doing it. So what I'm going to do is read a chapter. I don't know how often. I'm bored. I have time on my hands. I thank God for that. But I'm really bored, so I'm going to be posting a lot of videos to keep me company. And this is one of my projects. So I think I'll do chapter 1 tonight and post it. And yeah, would I rewrite it? I think so. It starts out, I'll just let you know, it starts out with a man's dog dying. Pretty pathetic scene, and having lost my dog a year ago, now I know really how it feels. I probably would rewrite that a little bit. The main character, he's a simple man, a farmer, a war veteran, and sometimes he comes off a little too simple. I don't know, I'm not going to pick my book apart here. He's a good man, and he's got his own demons he fights with, and people like him, they love him, and some people hate him. And he, a God-fearing man, of course. And, well, I'm going to, that's all. I'm just letting you know in this that it's going to have AI art in it, generated from the internet. But it's my art. I enter the prompts. I'll probably do a video on AI art. I think a lot of you know about it. But it can come up, you know, originally I wanted to do this, read this story, and I was going to draw sketches of the scenes, because I always said this book would make a better movie than it would a book, because it's full of scenes. And I'd really go to great lengths to paint a picture, writing, because I used to like, before I'd created on the internet, I used to write. I love writing, and I enjoyed it. That said, I'm just warning you, some of you might be shocked. There are some sex scenes in it. Not gratuitous, but, you know, I try to keep it real life. The man is in his 30s, and so are some of the people, men and women around him are younger. Some of them are older. There's a little bit of everybody in this book. But there are sex scenes in it. There is some violence in it. Some of it is, I think, pretty strong. So I hope I don't offend anybody with this. It wasn't my intent. All right, so I'm just going to read the book, for better or worse, and I'm going to scroll through AI art. Not a lot of it, but some that I've created that pertains to the scene, the chapter. So this is the introduction, and I think I'll do chapter 1 tonight. And if I get all that done and posted, I'm going to do a beer review. Maybe. Right now, a tea review, because I'm going to need to wet my whistle with this, doing this. Oh, the other thing I wanted to talk about. One last note. The problem I had with posting this was I've got to read all the parts, and I've got to read the women as well. How do I do that? Do I change my voice? I got to read the guy, and then I got to read the woman. Do I do that? I don't know. I think I'm just going to read it, and you know, we'll see where it goes. But it's going to be kind of funny because I'm going to be reading everybody's parts. It would be nice if I had a few people to help me out with this, but I don't. So I've got to do this myself. All right. If you don't watch it, that's fine. If you watch it and you think it's stupid or it's appalling or you're shocked, just let me know what you think. That's all. A little feedback. I'm not looking to make any money off this. I put the better part of a decade of work into this or more. A little feedback. That's hopefully entertain somebody. All right. Moonlight on Open Graves. Chapter 1 coming up.